And a very good afternoon to you. It's Saturday, the 21st of July 2018. Welcome to today's United Kingdom Talk back in Bracknell, boys and girls, for a little bit of a chat show. Very, very late today. I've been busy this morning because I had to go to Slimming World. I can't now go to my normal Tuesday Slimming World because I'm elsewhere now on a Tuesday, as you well know. So I've had to find another one to weigh in today, and it was specific. I had to weigh in within a week of the last one, or within, I think, 2 weeks of the last one, because I was slightly over and out of my range. Yes. So I set up this one. I got up at 8 o'clock. And I thought maybe I'll fit in a show, and I didn't fit in a show. I sat in here and did all the paperwork that's been gathering around all week. Did all my paperwork, receipts and everything like that. I had a cup of tea, and then I jumped on my bike, and with my Google Maps, Wildring School or something it was being held at, the Saturday morning Slimming World, 10 o'clock. They have one at 8. Pfft, on a Saturday morning, are you for real? Who's going to be there at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning? Do us a favour, blimey. But I've also got one at 10 o'clock. So I didn't know where it was. I mean, I've lived in Bracknell now for 26 years, and I have no idea where this school was. So I've set up my Google map thing. I'm on my push bike, okay? Push bike. I haven't got a holder. So I'm kind of balancing, cycling on the bike, and having the phone in one hand, and it's blasting out instructions to me. But I can't really read a map. I'm just about getting my head around a sat-nav, and this thing says, head east along Ringmead. Okay, well, you know, which way is east? And then you've got a little blue thing on the map on the mobile phone, Google Maps, and you've typed in where you want to get to, you see. And you're supposed to follow this blue line, and there's a little arrow. And I start going, and of course, the arrow's going the other way. And I thought, oh. Well, so I turned around and started going the other way, and that was the correct way. So I'm following this thing. But I find it didn't quite keep up, if you see what I mean. I'd gone so far, or I got to a point, and then it says turn right, and you think, well, there's no right. And, of course, it was further up. It hadn't got to it yet for some reason. And I nearly slipped over on the bike, actually. There was some sand on the ground under one of the underpasses. And we had a little bit of rain last night, only a little bit. I mean, it looks as dry as a bone again now. We had a little bit of rain here in Bracknell last night. Of course, the sand's got wet, and it's really slippery. Not only like that, I've cycled over it. Oh, my God, wet sand everywhere. All up my bum and everything. Oh, it was awful. Well, I hate sand. Do you like sandy beaches? See, I don't like sandy beaches. I think they're horrendous, sandy beaches. You get on that bit and it's like all the sand in between your toes. I much prefer a pebble beach. That's what we want, Pebble Beach. So I'm carrying on following this sat-nav, and it says 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. I thought, oh, this is quite good. Never used Google Maps before. Not for walking or on a bike. Yeah, I've used it in the car, turn left at the next roundabout, but not for, like, cycling. And it was very good. And it got me there within 10 minutes. And I went into the Slimming World. There was only 3 people sitting there. It was due to start at 10 o'clock. There was 3 people in there. I think it must be a new class. She can't have been. I felt a bit sorry for her, really. So I went over. I did have to queue, which is unusual. Sometimes you have to queue at some of these Slimming Worlds for 20, 25, 30 minutes if it's a busy day. Queued there. Got myself weighed. I said, I'm hopeful. I was 12 stone... 3.5 pounds the last time, which is over my limit by half a pound. That's the whole idea. We're going every week, you see. You know, you go slightly over, you can take immediate action. Immediate action, right? So I've gone in there and I've weighed myself. 12 stone, 1.5 pounds. Thank you very much. Lost 2 pounds this week, which is quite surprising because I've had quite a lot of ice cream. I've had ice cream while I was up at my sister's. My nephew's wife gave me raspberry ripple ice cream twice. A whole bowl full of it. Oh, delicious, dear. And I've had a bag of crisps as well and a bit of toast while I was up there. But I didn't go too mad. Generally, I'm on plan. So I'm really pleased that I've lost the 2 pounds. So I'm now 1.5 pounds below my range. 1.5 pounds over my target. So we're back in there. So I'm really pleased about that, especially as I don't have to pay the £5. You see, the idea with Samoa, you pay £5 a week until you get to your target. Okay? Then it becomes free and you stay £3 either side of that target and you don't have to pay. If you go over, you've got 1 week to get back on. Otherwise, you have to pay £5. Who can afford that in this day and age? I'll have to start turning off lights. We'll have to do the show in the dark, dear. We can't afford that. So really pleased with that. After that, so I said thank you very much, and I don't know if I'll probably see her. I might see her on Saturdays, although there is a Slimming World up near my sister on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. So I might start going to that one. That's in Woodall Spa in Lincolnshire. I'm spending half my time now. After that, I went down to Waitrose to get some wholemeal. It's incredibly difficult to get wholemeal rice, isn't it? Have you ever tried? They've got it in Waitrose. I haven't found it in Aldi. I haven't found it in Sainsbury's. I haven't found it in Tesco's. Really hard. You get brown rice, but I don't think that's the same thing. You've got to have wholemeal rice. You don't want all this white trashy stuff, darling. Quite frankly, I think people that eat white rice are racist. I'm sorry, I think you are, dear. You must eat all the colours of the rainbow. Diversity, that's the word of the moment, isn't it? We keep hearing that blooming word on the telly, diversity, always there. So be diverse with your rice, dear. If I find out you're eating white rice, I will have to come round and tell you that you're racist. Oh, God. So that was that. And that's my morning so far. So that's why I'm quite late. I got back here about 11:30, which is when I had breakfast. So I've just had the breakfast and a cup of tea. And then I was talking to non-Irish Mary from Ireland on a FaceTime. And here I am chatting to you this morning. All right, so good morning to you. First message of the day from SOS Gregorion on Facebook Live. Good morning, sir. I hope you're well. Actually, I was talking to someone last night, SOS. Garry, I think it was Garry G. Possibly Garry G. Comes along and he's with a girl called Jackie. Lovely. I don't know if they're together, but they were lovely together. And they came to Central Station last night and sung a couple of songs. And they were saying to me about the Askew Arms. And I know that's where you go, isn't it? The Askew Arms in Hammersmith for the karaoke down there. And I said, what's it like in there? He said, well, it's all right. The trouble is the landlady, she rings down and she says, well, I'm going to bed now. You're going to have to turn the music down. I mean, I've had that before. Not where I am at the moment. I've been in venues before where the manager or the landlady, whatever, goes to bed and then rings down and tells you to turn the music down. What about the blooming customers? So I think it was Garry. I can't remember. It was something G. Nice bloke, about 50, 55, something like that. And the young lady, probably about 40, 45, something like that. Lovely couple they were. Good morning to Joey Millen. Handy Andy, hello Handy Andy. Gustav, we're not live in a police cell. No, turn the brilliance up a little bit on your computer, Gustav. And those poor old eyes of yours. Let's face it, you do start losing your eyesight as you get older, don't you? Let's be honest, and it's clearly happening to you. And you can see that I'm not in a police cell. I've never ever been in a police cell. I'm pleased to point out, unlike yourself. Probably picked up off the street on a Saturday night outside a sauna somewhere and carted off, for your own good. I'm not saying you've done anything wrong. They probably see you in a little collapsed heap in those really odd clothes that you wear, Gustav, I have to say. And they think, oh, what's happened to him? They pick you up and put you in your cell, for your own good, to protect you from the evilness that walks around in London. Hello to Jadav. Good morning, Jadav. Watching on one of the Learn English websites. Good morning to you. Hello to Adam the Plumber. Good morning, Adam, who did even better than me this week at Slimming World with a £4 loss in 1 week. Come on. A £4 loss. Now, who's your boss? Is it Sam? I can just see Sam walking around with her iPad. So, and let's go to Adam. Well, you're in group, Let's have a look, Adam. And Adam this week has lost £4. Everyone claps. So that means in total you've lost £10. And everyone. I love it. We love the groups at Slimming World. Good morning, Adam. Hello to Mark. Chris is back in the Mirable studio. Yes, for 3 days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'll be here in the Mirable studio. Hello to Hoff Hands. Good morning to you, sir. Diane Jeb, hello, you lovely thing. Thank you very much for your nice message yesterday. I got another lovely email from Glenda, who said she was missing the shows last week while we were seeing if things work out or not, and that they have done. So it's all a bit temporary up north at the moment. But basically, we can put a camera up, we can put a microphone up and a computer, and we can do it, although not with all this. But that'll come. That'll come. It's all a work in progress. Rome wasn't built in a day, dear. The earth was not created in an hour. It took, was it 3 days? What's it say in the Bible? How long did God take to create the earth? I can't remember now. Is it 3 days? I can't remember now. Something like that. All right, Diane. Hello to my sister, Sharon Butler, who's there. Good morning, sis. How are you? She's going to clean out my brand new freezer. It's not a brand new freezer. I managed to get a freezer up north. 50 quid. Someone's selling one on, and my sister's going to clean it out for us because it's a little bit tacky inside, isn't it, sis? As you'll see. But the bottom drawer's missing. You know, the bottom that you put... You've got shelves, and then there's like a bottom plastic drawer, and that's missing. So I think she's going to have a look for one of those for us on eBay. All this stuff comes on eBay. You can always get parts on there. That's the last place you go to is the manufacturers. You know what I mean? Oh, you need a glass shelf for that. Yeah, that's £250, please. Sorry? No, go on eBay first. All this stuff turns up. Parts, even... I think one day, even body parts will be available on eBay. Oh, yes. My mate, he's got emphysema, the start of emphysema. I think, if he's lucky, and he doesn't, get anything go seriously wrong in the next few years, I think one day he'll be able to buy a set of lungs on eBay. In fact, there are countries, and I shouldn't really jest of this. There are people in very, very poor people, very, very poor people in certain countries who literally sell organs. They would sell you one of their kidneys or one of their lungs or something like that. I bet there's somewhere on the internet that you can look around for the odd lung that might be available. Eh? You won't want any of mine, dear. They're all infected. Everything I've got an infection somewhere. I'm sure it has. Morning, sis. Nice shorts. When did you see my shorts? You shouldn't have been able to see my shorts. How can you have seen my shorts? I've got shorts on. How can you see my shorts? I'm just adjusting my collar. And I tell you while I'm adjusting that, I was talking to my brother-in-law. Now, he does videos as well. And we were talking about how you can spend time. Usually before you see me appear, I've spent anything between 20 and 45 minutes getting something ready to chat about. Here's what I'm chatting about today, as well as, if I can come over there, 1 moment please, there we are, as well as, you see all this stuff, I don't know if you see that up the top there, yeah, I can show you this, look. All these different news stories up there, I know you can't see them exactly, all these different news stories, so I've prepared that, before I start, where are you now, there we are, before I start talking to you, okay? And often, you can be chatting away, and then you go to the messages, and it's like, oh, why is your collar a bit low? Or why is the mirror ball not turning? Or why is the picture, the rose, slightly out of place? They don't see any of the content that you've spent time and trouble trying to put together, only to have, point out the faults. And that's what happens. One thing I meant to say. Oh, let's see if she's texted it. Yes, she has. Maureen's with us. Good morning, Maureen. It's been waiting for your chat show to start. There you are. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed. We had a lovely karaoke last night. I'll come to that in a minute. Really nice karaoke. Yes. Maureen was asking me, do I take up the mobile phone when I go up north and do my shows up there? I didn't. But I will try and remember. There's something else to remember. Do you know what I mean, Maureen? I've got so much to remember. There's so much to remember. And often, sometimes people get very upset. You're doing this, you're doing so much. And then you forget to do one little thing for someone. And then, but you said, there's no room to breathe. Which is why I don't like to tie myself up anymore. I don't mind someone else doing it. But I've never been tied up, dear. Some people are into that, you know. I've never done. Oh, I mean, you know, you're really at the mercy of the other person, aren't you? I think that's probably the point of it all, being tied up. But not that subject for this show. No, I don't like to tie myself up into saying yes, I'll do that at that time or something like that, because something else happens and you can't do it, and then the original person gets really upset. So I don't really like to tie myself up with doing anything anymore except for work. So, you know, I know, for example, tonight I need to be at work by 9:30. I will be there at 9:30. But I only tie myself up for that. And it's like, you know, generally, if I'm perhaps going out or something like that, what time are you going to be there, Chris? Oh, sometime between 9 and 10. Yeah, and that's good enough. Do you know what I mean? But you can tie yourself up and then you can't do it. And then the person that you've tied yourself up with gets all upset because you can't do that date. Well, that's just the way it is. And the other thing I hate is having my life arranged for me. Now, my best mate did this a couple of times. You know, where you're out with someone and you've met someone and you're chatting to them and they're chatting, and then they might say something that I can do. I don't know, like have a go at fixing a computer. At which point, he has said, this happened with a printer actually. Someone had trouble with a printer. And we had this conversation. So the third person there's my mate and there's me, right? And he said, oh, Chris will come round and have a look at that for you, won't you, Chris? Now, I hate that. I hate my life being arranged for me. Ask me privately on your own. Do you know what I mean? Do you have that at all? Do you have people trying to arrange your life for you? Do you like that? Or, okay, well, we're going to... Another person, ice skating. A very good friend of mine, Wayne. Oh, I've arranged something for us. Well, what's that? Oh, well, just come down and you'll see. Well, when is it then? 8:30 on Tuesday night. Okay, so I got there. I said, right, what have you arranged? We're going ice skating. We're going what? Ice skating. I said, you must be joking. He said, don't you want to go? I said, no, I don't want to go. Don't arrange. I hate my life being arranged by other people. I really hate that. So there's just two examples there. You know, maybe, oh, we're doing this and let's go. Oh, I can't stand it. The ice skating thing, of course, I went on the ice skate. This was a few Christmases ago. Of course, I started going around a Somerset House in London. Straight arse over tit I went, didn't I? I mean, I ended up going in the little kiddies section where they're all professionally. I'm holding on to this blooming rail while I'm going on. And every time I thought, look, up, straight on my back again. You can do a hell of a lot of damage in an ice skating rink. These little kids, you know, I don't know, 5, 6 years old, skating around me, laughing. Not funny. No. I mean, the way to do it is to say, oh, we're going to do this today. Do you want to come? Something like that. But I'm honestly, to get somewhere, and for ice skating, I'm like, oh my God, no, I do not want to do that. I don't want to do something like that. Or arrive at a roller coaster or something like that. And then you say no, like, for example, a roller coaster. A roller coaster. You know, so do you want to come on that? No, I don't want to go on that. Oh, go on. No, I don't want to. It's like when people try and buy you a drink, isn't it? Now, as a non-drinker, except when I'm at afternoon tea, sometimes I go for afternoon tea. I might have a glass of champagne or something like that. But when you go out, maybe you're in a pub or anywhere like that. Oh, do you want a drink? No, I don't want to. I don't drink, actually. Oh, go on, have one. No, I don't. Thanks ever so much. No, I don't want. Oh, go on, have one. No, I don't want one. Oh, no need to get angry. Well, stop going on at me then, dear. Oh, people are so annoying sometimes. Anyway, going back to how did I get onto that subject? What were we talking about? Oh, yes, people that sort of notice that there's something wrong, but they don't comment at all on the show. Although, I must publicly, I don't know if he's with us today, Ray Reynolds, let's have a look. I don't know if Ray's with us at the moment, but I need to publicly thank Ray Reynolds and Clare for mentioning the fact that when I'm up in Lincolnshire, I need to get rid of the mirror that's behind me because my bald spot was so obvious in that mirror. So thank you very much, you two, for pointing that out. And no, I'm glad you did, honestly. All right, back to some of your messages. Good morning to the lovely Chris. Good morning, Duke. Chris, lovely picture of you just before you fell asleep last night. I must say that you posted up. Good morning, Chris. Hello to Dave Tompkins. Hello, Dave. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. Long time no see. Good afternoon to the lovely non-Irish Mary from Ireland, who I was chatting to on the Facebook earlier. She's got a little bit of a FaceTime, is it? She's got a little bit of a quiet day today. Everyone's left the house, and quite frankly, I think she's relieved. Oh, I can't, you know, when too many people in the house, like chat, and you just want a bit of peace and quiet. That's why I've gone up north. Peace and quiet, honestly. Hello to Joey. Thank you, Joey. Sharon Stone. Hello, Sharon. Nice to see you on there, darling. Hello to Heidi. Welcome, Heidi. And Hayley and Lee Lane are there as well. Good afternoon, Lee and Hayley. Now, I don't know if Hayley, you can tell Lee, I don't know. I don't think it's him in the picture, actually. I found a little Oh, I've lost it again now. I wonder where here it is. I don't think any of those are Lee Lane. I've got a picture. Next time, I'll tell you what, I'll bring this up with us. I've got a little... I won't show it because I'm not sure that people want to see pictures of themselves. But I've got a picture of my old cub group here. I recognise Kevin. Is one of those Lee? I don't know. I'll bring it up, and you can decide. It's a really old Polaroid picture, but the picture's still there. It's just a bit tacky all round the side of it. It's gone a bit funny, but I'll bring that up, Hayley, and you can see if that's Lee or not. All right. Let's have a look over on Periscope. No one on YouTube this morning. Look at that. How strange. Good morning, those of you on Periscope watching. Hello to Daniel. Welcome. It says, what's gold and expensive and lives in France? The World Cup, not coming home. Nice one, Daniel. Thank you very much. All right, Hayley. Yeah, I'll send that out. I'll bring that up. I'm sure I'll be able to meet with you at some point in the next couple of weeks or something like that, okay? Don't forget you can text in the show if you're watching on a big telly somewhere or something like that and you can't get to a computer, then feel free to text in 07551 259 675, okay? 07551 259 675. So I was talking to, on my journey down last night, interestingly enough, the journey coming down from Lincolnshire, although, of course, a lot longer than the journey from Bracknell to North London on a Friday night, which takes me 2 hours. And it's a nightmare journey, which I've been doing now for over 3 years. But a lot of it's stop-start, especially in London. Now, it takes me 2 hours, okay, 2 hours to do 30 miles on a Monday night and a Friday night, and Wednesdays when I was doing Wednesdays, but I don't do Wednesdays anymore. So a Monday and a Friday night, it's been taking me 2 hours to get to work, 30 miles. It takes me 3 hours and 20 minutes to do 150 miles from Lincolnshire. And the only I only really got stuck in two places, right actually at the Lincolnshire end, coming out of the caravan park and then going along towards, I think possibly Grantham. There's like where you have to cross over a main road, and there was a bit of a queue there, about 10 minutes, and again further down. But as you are on the motorway, there's no traffic. Well, there's a lot of traffic. That's wrong. There is traffic, but it's not queuing anywhere. It flows. And certainly, get into London, Barnet way, and coming through there, Holloway and all that, it was easy. A lot easier travelling through London at that side than it is going from this side over there. So there's a bonus. Yes, of course it takes longer, 3 hours, 20 minutes. But I worked out, if I was to come home sort of late Thursday night, then that's going to take me about 3 hours, 20 minutes. The same time as it takes me to go directly from Lincolnshire to London. Okay? Round about the same time, 3 hours, 20 minutes. Maybe a touch longer to get home. Now, on the Friday, I'd be travelling back to London again, which gives me another 2 hours. So actually, I am better. So that's a total of about 5.5 hours instead of 3 hours, 20 minutes by going direct from there the next day. So that's what I intend to do. So I was going to come back on Thursday nights, but I'm not. I'm going to come back on Friday nights and go directly to work, which kind of makes sense there. About 3 hours, 20 minutes. As I say, and especially easier in coming through the London part of it. So I hope that's not a fluke. You know, I hope that's nothing to do with the fact that the schools are broken up or something like that. Oh, my God. Okay. Because generally at this time of the year, the journey to work does get easier. Now, on Monday, that remains to be seen. I think the schools have broken up now. So if Monday I leave here, that 2-hour journey should be about an hour and a half. And fingers crossed or something like that. There's an interesting love. I was chatting to Ray Reynolds on the way to work last night on my... I've got hands... You push a button on the steering wheel and you just talk. And it's very clever, really, all this hands-free stuff and all that business. And we're talking about, you know, how the fact that we're sitting in this caravan and in front there's a telly there and a shower, cooking facilities and a bed. And I'm sitting there one night, you know, while I was... I'd finished seeing my great nieces and nephews and my sister and all that. I'm sitting there in this caravan and looking out onto the fields, and I think, what else do you need? You know, we've all got houses full of stuff. Just stuff. I mean, in here, I've got shelves up there. Let's have a look. See if I can show you. Yes. Now look at all this stuff up here, right? All this stuff up here. There's bits of paper up there. Okay, old birthday cards, I think, stuff like that. There's some wires there. I'm not quite sure. Some old photos, some bubble wrap there. And this stuff, and, you know, the whole house is a bit like this. Just stuff everywhere. And you don't need any of it. You don't need any of it. When I was talking to non-Irish Mary on the phone earlier, when my mother died, I found it very difficult to go and empty our masonette that we had in Roehampton. So my sister went down and did it. And she was quite ruthless, and I think, you know, she chucked most of the stuff out, some of which would have been my old school books and stuff like that. And I thought about that, and I thought, oh, maybe it would have been nice to keep them. On the other hand, had I have kept them, when would I ever have opened them? And we've all got, like, houses and lofts and round here garages, okay? We've got a really bad problem round here with parking. And part of the reason is... good morning, Ross. That is working. Thank you very much, Ross. Thank you, Ross. Part of the reason is people have got their garages stuffed full of stuff. Just stuff that goes in the garage. And of course, you know, once it's at the back of the garage and you put more stuff in, you are never going to get to that again. And we just hold on to all this stuff and you don't need it. And when you're sitting in a caravan and you've just gone up there with a few bits of clothes, some food and stuff like that, and you've just got basics around you and you don't need anything else. We surround ourselves with ornaments and things and, I don't know, even pictures. Pictures of loved ones all over the place. Okay, maybe a picture of your mum, maybe a picture of your children, I don't know. But how many pictures and ornaments do you want to... And of course, all this stuff gathers dust, doesn't it? Candles everywhere. My mate's got stuff everywhere. Vases and, you know, people have these ghastly plastic flowers, don't they? Aren't they awful? Plastic. Have you seen plastic flowers in cemeteries? Where someone's had the idea, you know, I'll put plastic flowers down, then I won't have to keep doing the garden. Ha! Incorrect. Because let me tell you, after one summer of heat like this and sun like this, you're going to just have plastic flowers that don't look like the colour that you put them in the first place. They'd be white plastic. Awful. Just awful. And I was talking to Ray about that last night, and I said, you know, you want to get rid of some of your stuff. And he said, yeah, I'm sitting here. He said, I've got my records, I've got my CDs and all this. But he said, and Ray said, you know, he's got stuff He's got loads of stuff that just sits there and collects dust and doesn't do anything. And I think we lead cluttered lives. And we don't really need to lead cluttered lives, do we? Not really. Let's have a look here. Let's say hello to some people again. Hayley's going to come for a coffee at your van. Yeah, please do, Hayley. Maybe Garry, you can come around and with Garry or something like that. Pick you up or whatever. That'd be quite nice. Hello to Garry Butler. Gary Butler's doing a little bit of work. I think he's doing it today, actually. He's at the veranda around my caravan. It's a little bit old, needs a little bit of attention to it. Some of it's a bit wobbly, needs a couple of screws in, and he's rubbing it all down and painting it. I've chosen forest green as the paint. Interesting paint, which we got from B&Q this week. Depending on the colour you want, depends on the price of it. Now, the first colour I chose was like some sort of puffy pinky colour. Like a mauve, not quite pink, more mauve. Have I got anything in here? Sort of a mauve colour. And it was £11 for a little can like this. Small can. And I thought, well, I'm going to need at least 5 or 6 cans of that particular colour to cover this stuff. And I thought, oh, it's a bit dear. And then Garry says, why don't you try another colour? I said, what about a green? He said, there it is over there. Great big thing. £6. And you only need 1 coat. Blooming bargain, dear. So we should be able to do that for £6. Might need 2, in which case my nephew will go and get that. But that's what he's doing this weekend. He's rubbing it all down and going to paint it all for the price of a Mars bar. You know, I will bring you, Garry, a Mars bar. Don't worry about that. Are you at the caravan now? Are you there now? I can see what's going to happen there because I've given I've given my 2 nephews, and I haven't given my niece yet, but they've all got keys to the caravan now. So when they have a row with their other halves, they just go and sit in the caravan using my electricity. Talking of electricity, I have found, because I'm really into all renewable stuff, I've got solar panels up here. I found almost a very simple solar system for caravans. Literally, it comes out, so you'd have your solar panel like that, and it's like on a triangular frame, so you point it towards the sun. My caravan is south-facing on that side. So literally, you just put them on the top of the caravan, post them, and you join them together, and you literally plug them in. I think you've got to put them on a specific fuse, but you just plug them in, and I will do that at some point as well. So that'd be another job, Garry. That might be one for your dad, that one. That'd be another job there, all right? But I hope you're looking forward to your Mars bar that I'm going to buy you for painting my veranda, all right? But there you go. So when I'm not there, they'll probably go around there and sit down there and watch the telly, escape the mayhem of families, don't they? Hello to Anthony, who's in Florida this afternoon. Good afternoon, Anthony. All right, welcome along to the show. Addison Lee, what's that? Something about a congestion charge. What's that got to do with what we're talking about? What is that? Tell me what that is, SOS. I can't really click on it while I'm doing the show. All right. He's not at the caravan yet. He's going there now. Good. Thank you, Ross. Yeah, that is definitely working, the YouTube chat. I don't think anyone's there. There's not many people around today because we're on at a funny time, aren't we? We've kind of, just a little bit late today. Anyway, it's only going to be a short show today anyway, boys and girls. I say that. I've been chatting now for 40 minutes. I haven't done any of those news stories, have I? Do you want me to do 1 or 2? Let's do 1 or 2. Now, this is interesting. Now, this is, I think, what the problem is with the millennials. Okay? There is, which I'll read out to you in a future show, there's now a snowflake report form. So when the snowflakes are upset by something has offended them, or something like that, oh, that's really inappropriate. When they start moaning, they do now have a form to fill out, which I will read out to you in a future show, okay? It's hilarious. But there might be a reason for this, because in this morning's Daily Mirror, it says here, researchers from the Swiss Tropical and Public Health Institute have looked at the relationship between exposure to radiation from mobile phones and memory performances in teens. Now, I'm sure if you're a parent, you might have a teen hanging around you. Do you notice how you ask them to do something and they forget? This might well be the reason. This might be why it is when you go up to younger people, wherever they are, and you try and strike up a conversation, your reply is, and they just look at you completely blankly. This might be the reason. Radiation from your mobile phone may affect your memory, a worrying new study has revealed. Researchers have looked at the relationship between exposure to radiation from mobile phones and memory performance in teens. They found that brain exposure of radiation from smartphones over just 1 year had a negative effect on memory performance in the youngsters. One of the researchers in the study says this may suggest that the radiation absorbed by the brain is responsible for the observed associations. In the study, 700 teens aged between 12 and 17 were analysed for a year to understand whether the radiation from their phones affected their memory, with the results showing that time spent with a phone held to the ear affected memory performance. And they've been talking about this for years and years, haven't they? If the radiation from a mobile phone affects possibly giving you brain tumours or something like that, something nasty like that. But perhaps that's one of the reasons that they're so blank all the time. I must admit, when I'm driving, when I'm walking along, sometimes I put the phone on the what's it, when it what's that called now? When it speaks and you don't need it to your speakerphone. I put it on the speakerphone and I'm walking along like that, chatting. I mean, it's not like I'm being rude or anything on the phone and everyone else can hear me. I haven't got any sort of country secrets that I'm talking to anyone, but I do walk around like that, or maybe on my headphones I've got this Bluetooth thing. Thank you. Hello, Ionisti. Good morning. Well, Bluetooth as well. Yeah, I've got Bluetooth headphones. Funnily enough, proper full size one, like Bose ones, like this size, that I got from America because they're much cheaper there. And often I'll have the conversation like that, and the phone is in my pocket, which is a great thing. Bluetooth I've got in the car as well, so you just push a button on the car. That's very clever as well, and that works. No one says that as well. Good morning. SOS Gregorian. Oh, TfL are thinking of abolishing the minicab congestion charge exemption, meaning journeys may cost an extra £10. Well, what we want to do is get the Uber drivers off the road, SOS Gregorian, because they can't drive, dear. They're all over the place. They don't have got a clue where they're going. Suddenly they turn left, slam on their brakes. They're going through London at 15 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour along the Euston Road, working the phone with another hand. I've watched them doing it. I've seen Uber drivers watching their television on their mobile phones while they're going along. I kid you not. I kid you not. I would gladly see all Uber drivers banned from London roads. I can't wait for that. You never get this with black taxis. They know where they're going. They don't slam their brakes. They don't suddenly turn left. You never see a black taxi have a crash. Have you ever seen a black taxi in an accident? I haven't. Never seen. They are fantastic drivers, and they've done the coursework. They've done the coursework. They know exactly what they're doing. All right. One more news story then, which is the weather, really. I just thought I'd give the weather a quick mention, because the summer, they're all comparing this to the summer of 1976. I'm telling you now, I think this is better. I think this is better than the summer of 1976. It's been hot now for weeks. And I just wanted to give you where I am. I'm here in Bracknell, where I spend half the week now and half up north. But look at this for a sort of medium range weather forecast. Here in Bracknell, the temperatures for the next couple of weeks. You ready for this? So today, maximum temperatures I'm giving you here, maximum temperatures. Today, where's it gone now? 76. Tomorrow, 80. Monday, 82. I'm doing Fahrenheit. Let's go forward. Monday, 82. Tuesday, 80. Wednesday, 81. Thursday, 80. Friday, 86. Next Saturday, it's going to be so cold. 79. Oh, my God. And then July the 29th, Sunday week, that is, 77. Monday the 30th, 75. I mean, it's just unbelievable, these enormous temperatures, which we're just not used to. Certainly not for such a long time. And it goes on and on. And there's a little story in the Daily Mirror. Now, the Daily Mirror, they do their own little weather videos. There's some really odd-looking people that do them. I'm sorry, they are. They just look strange. They look like people that are doing the videos that shouldn't be doing videos. Do you know what I mean? Because we're all good at something, aren't we? I haven't personally found anything at all that I'm good at yet. But we're all good at something. And they have some very odd, very shifty-looking people reading the weather on the Daily Mirror videos. And it says, the BBC is warning the hottest day of the year is on its way as heatwave hits furnace levels, dear. That's a new one. Furnace levels. Well, how right is it in a furnace? Has anyone ever walked in one of those? I bet a few people have been pushed in those by the mafia. Britain has been punished with thunderstorms and flash flooding today, sparked by the heatwave. Yellow weather warnings are now in place across large parts of the south of England and the East Midlands from 2 o'clock today until the end of the day. Rain is also forecast across Scotland and Northern Ireland. However, forecasters say temperatures are set to rise again over the weekend and next week. Could be the hottest day of the year yet. Temperatures are expected to stay very warm or hot during the coming days, with some forecasters warning of highs of 31 to 33 centigrade. Indeed, I did see on the BBC weather forecast this morning, it says by the end of next week, temperatures could get up to 35 degrees centigrade in the southeast. Now, that's got to be close to 100. That has got to be close to 100, isn't it? And then it goes on about weak pressure and all that business. But we're not really interested in all pressures and cold fronts and warm fronts. We just want to know what the temperature is. We could be getting very close, if not over 100 degrees Fahrenheit next week. Furnace levels. You want to know what that's like? Go and sit yourself in front of a hairdryer for 10 minutes, all right? Hello, John Parrish. Hello, John. You're right at the end of the show there, I'm afraid, mate. I'm just about to finish now. Hello, John. Welcome to the show. Hello to the delightful Merlin, who I haven't seen for a while. Good morning, Merlin. Hope you're well. Good afternoon, Merlin. We're all very late today. Anyway, I'm going to do today's birthdays, and then I must get down the swimming pool. I'm so late today. What's it now? 1:15, 2:15, 3:15. How am I going to get a lunch in as well? Yeah, I've got to get me lunch in as well, yeah. Haven't I? Hey, happy birthday on this Saturday, the 21st of July, to Ian Donaldson, a young 51 years old today. Happy birthday, Ian. Happy birthday to Keiran Sheard, who I worked with at that place on the corner. Oh, I've forgotten what it's called now in Camden Town. The Camden Eye. Keiran in the Camden Eye. He's got a bit of a voice. He can sing quite well. 36 years old today. Happy birthday, Keiran. Hope it's going well for you, okay? Hatim Damouth is 30 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Hatim. Garry Lovegrove is 47 years old today. Happy birthday, Garry. Johnny Pablo Morrison, 22 years old today. Happy birthday, Johnny. I haven't seen you for a couple of years. And Andy Henley's birthday today as well. So happy birthday to you all. Now, I did have another birthday here that was sent to me a little bit late that I want to do for my friend Adam, the plumber. Let's have a look there. There we are. Clare Norton was 60 years old on Wednesday. So we'll say happy birthday as well. Sorry we missed that out there, Claire. Get them in nice and early for next year. Happy birthday, Claire, 60 years old on Wednesday as well. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There's your little birthday song. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show on this Saturday morning. Now, as you know, I do a show Sunday mornings. I think that'll be a bit later as well tomorrow. And the reason is I'm going to have to change my haircutting day. As you can see, it's now at least 3 millimeters long. So therefore, it must be cut back. It must be cut back, boys and girls, like an unwanted hedge. Because the trouble is, once you've gone a bit bald in the middle, the longer you let it go, the balder you look. That is absolutely true. So probably the Sunday show, what I'll do on a Sunday now is I'll go to church and I finish church at 10 o'clock and then I'll go. And the other thing is, of course, if I go on a Sunday, it's going to be dearer. I think I'm going to have to pay an extra £2, dear. The best day to go is Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday. But I can't. Monday is really going to be really tight for me now, Mondays. So I can't really fit in a hairdresser. I used to go Tuesdays, but I'm not down here now on a Tuesday. Oh, mind you, there's somewhere where my nephew goes. And he does the Turkish shave and all that. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I might try that, actually. Anyway, so I'll see you at some point tomorrow morning. All right? Have a lovely day. Thanks very much for watching and listening to the show. And as I say, get out now in the sunshine. It looks lovely. Avoid the thunderstorms. Goodbye.